Well, folks, today, this is Veteran Outdoorsman. Today, I'm going to be cleaning up this. Somebody's going to say, what in the world is that? Well, it's a double bit axe, slightly modified from original condition. The eye is not in the best of shape. There's some dirt and crud in there. But I'm going to be working on cleaning that up. So, the first thing I'm going to do is take some oil and a wire brush and just clean off a lot of the dirt and crud off of the top of it. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story while I get my stuff together here. This is an axe. Sorry about that. Let me get you situated here. Okay. This is an axe head from an axe that my grandfather had. And this is starting to slip again. Here. There, that's better. Now, I may come in and out of frame as I'm working, but I'll be talking continuously like I always do. I never shut up. So you'll be good. This is an axe head that my grandfather had. He taught me to split wood with it. Boy, it just does not stand still today, is it? Anyway, he taught me to split wood with it. And if you notice, one bit's a little longer than the other. There's a reason for that. He took a piece of a brush hog blade and forged it onto that end to give it extra weight. This thing will split wood like butter. I've used this since I was probably 12, 13 years old. So going on 30 years. 27, 28 years, something like that. Grandpa taught me how to split wood with this axe. And it splits wood like butter. So let's work on cleaning this up a little bit with a wire brush, some good old WD-40, and see what I can come up with. Let me see if I can get you. There we go. You'll at least get to see me work a little bit. So, spray a little bit good old WD on here. That is stuff that everybody uses. Okay, well, you spray the oil on here. I got a little bit interrupted, so I paused you there for a second. Spray a little bit of oil on here. Take the wire brush, clean it up. I'm going to work on cleaning this up, and then I'll catch you guys back on. But it's already cleaning up a lot better than it was. Well, folks, I got it cleaned up on the outside. It's got that pretty patina, but I got most of the dirt and the rust off of it. So now I'm going to work up on cleaning the eye. And what I'm going to use is some of this shop roll sandpaper. It's not really sandpaper. It's like emery cloth. I'm going to take some of this. I've already soaked it with some oil in there. There's probably some wood in there still and whatnot. But I'm just going to, I'm going to clamp this down here in a second. I'm just going to take it and work it inside that eye lightly. I don't want to take off any material because I got to get a handle to fit in here, which is going to be hard enough the way it is. I don't need to make the hole any bigger. So let me get this clamped down, work on it, and I'm going to show you the finished product. But just to show you what I'm doing, I just got it in here and I'm just working it back and forth. So I'll see you in a little bit. Well, folks, I got it cleaned up a little bit more. I worked on the eye. I still got a little bit of work to do on that. But now I'm going to start working with this guy right here. My belt grinder. And I'm going to do some contouring, some cleaning up. There's some nicks and things. And see what I can do there. So let me clean that up and I'll catch you back on. Whew. Well, folks, I got cleaned up some more. I worked a little bit on the bevel. I'm going to finish that up with a file later, but I just cleaned it up some. Probably going to go over it lightly, real quick with the belt, and then I'm going to get the handle and start preparing it. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, now I'm preparing the handle. Now, something that comes with on all these handles, not every single one, but a lot of them, and it aggravates me to no end, is this cheap shellac. And you say, well, that waterproofs them. Well, not really. What it does is it seals it, and it can keep it from warping and whatnot. But it makes a really slick surface. Some believe it can cause dry rot, but it makes a really slick surface. You want your X to be smooth, don't get me wrong. You want your X handle to be smooth, but you don't want it slick and slippery. So I'm going to change the belts out on this sander. I go through belts like crazy. That's a Harbor Freight 1x32, I believe, belt grinder. I've had for quite a while. Works really well. It's really good. But I'm going to get this finish off of here. Clean this thing up significantly. And then we're going to start hafting on the handle. So, let me get that going, and I'll turn you guys right back on. Okay, folks, I'm back. I've got the handle, and we're going to work on hafting that on. Let me see here. Yep, like that. So, it's about as far as it'll go. I don't want to tap on it yet, so we're gonna this is a dead blow, so it won't mar up the axe head. So what you'll see is it's rubbing on the outside, but not the inside. So I'm going to take a little bit off with a rasp real lightly. Actually, it's not horrible. Pretty good line down it. Just real light, and I'll cut you back on when I'm done. I'm going to show you what I'm looking for, folks, while I'm fitting this axe handle. See how it's grinding there? How it's digging in? We're going to smooth that out with a rasp and then refit it. Catch you in a minute. Okay guys, well, I got the handle fitted. Hang on. Take that off. Let me dust you guys off here. Okay, got the handle fitted. Now it's a little proud at the top. I kind of like that. Keeps it from slipping. Some prefer it to be flush. That's fine. But I got it fitted. It's nice and smooth down here, down there. I won't show you all my gaps and everything for one reason. I don't want you thinking if I've got a little bit of a gap or this and that it's safe. And then going ahead and do it and getting hurt. I know what I'm comfortable with. You don't need to tell me, oh, well, you know, if you had this or that. I'm not interested in hearing that. But I know what I'm comfortable with. I just want to show you the basic fit and function. This isn't a how-to. This is me fixing up my grandpa's old axe. So let me get the metal wedges in, and I'll catch you back on. Okay, guys, I'm almost done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my torch. I've never done this before, but it looked really cool. I saw Buck and Billy Ray do it. We're just going to kiss it. And see how it brings the grain out? Hopefully you can see that. Light's kind of, there we go. Let me finish that, get some oil, and I'll be right back. Well, folks, we're almost done. I am going to take some teak oil and give this guy a good rub down. You know, he's had a hard day, he needs a massage. That sounded funnier in my head. But regardless, we're going to take some of this teak oil and rub this thing down. And I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. I think it's going to look gorgeous. Let me get my rag here. A little more of this stuff on there. Now you can use linseed, you know, whatever you would like to use. I just happen to have teak sitting here, so that's what I'm going to use. Now the torch work came out okay, but it is a little spotty. You can certainly tell I never tried it before, but I think it looks cool. Let's do a little more on here. Really rub this in. And I'll probably come back in a day or two and rub it down some more, because the wood will soak some in, and there'll be dry end spots and whatnot. But I just want to give you an idea of what it's looks like when finished. And you can certainly take it with your hand and rub some on. I mean, say, but your hands are dirty. Well, my hands are filthy, but this is going to give it some character. And you know what? It's an axe, folks. It's meant to be used. It's meant to get dirty. I had to have my butt kicked for the kind of care I gave this thing. when I decided to rehandle it, the handle had literally rotted out of the head. I really ought to have my butt kicked for that. And I know if Grandpa was still alive, he would oblige me in that. I'd probably stand still and let him. Mainly because if I fought him, I'd probably just die tired. He wasn't a very big man, but he was a strong man. And there was never any period of time in my life where I thought, I can take that man. Never once did it even cross my mind, because I knew it wasn't true. My cousin, Ellen, was telling me a bit of a story today about this axe, kind of. It was about my grandpa, but this axe is what brought it up, because I posted a picture of, hey, does anybody remember this? Because I knew if anybody would remember it, it'd be my cousins. And my cousin Ellen, who was really close to my grandpa, said, was that Grandpa's? I said, yeah. He said, it's the one he taught me to split wood with. Now, you know, he had more than one axe. This was his favorite by far. He did have more than one. But anyway, I said, yeah. It's the one he taught me to split wood with. And she proceeds to tell me that her husband, Jerry, had helped Grandpa a few times split wood. And as hard of a worker as Jerry is, and he really is, he's a good guy all around. Just a good dude. As hard of a worker as Jerry is, my grandpa beat his butt. Just split more wood and blah, 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 and worked him to death. And that was my grandpa. You know, at that time, Grandpa was probably 70. Because let me think. They've been married about 26, 27 years. Grandpa's been dead 24 years. Yeah, Grandpa was in his 70s. And he took a man that was probably late 30s and out split wood. That's awesome. I hope I can do that when I'm that age. Well, folks, this is the finished product. Nice, cleaned up, pretty axe. I'm going to do some sharpening to it. I'm not going to worry about boring you with the details of that. But, guys, I'm tickled to death to have this old workhorse back and ready to go. This is awesome, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you see the joy in my face. And I hope it gives you the courage to do something like that with an axe you own, or another old tool or keepsake or something. So God bless y'all. We'll see you on the next video. Remember, Christ is King. Find you an old piece of machinery and work on it. God bless you.